Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Low Key Track. I am DJV, your host. It's been a minute since I posted an episode, but if you've been downloading the previous stuff I posted, I appreciate it. And now I'm back with another episode for you all. Gonna try to get a little bit more consistent for future recordings, but for now, I'm doing the best I can with the time that I have. That being said, I want to talk about the new Gorillaz album, The Mountain. That is the subject of today's episode. If you don't know the Gorillaz, you might know Damon Albarn. You remember him from Blur. He has another project called Gorillaz, which is essentially a virtual band made up of characters Noodle, Tootie, Murdoch, and Russell. They've been around since the early 2000s, and The Mountain is, I think, their ninth album. Could be wrong there, but it is definitely up there in terms of discography. So I know Gorillaz really peaked a lot with their debut and with Demon Days. I actually was listening to Demon Days on the other day on the way to work, and it's truly a phenomenal project. That being said, I feel it's a little bit different. Now, I think maybe hardcore Gorillaz fans will probably disagree with me. I will not call myself a hardcore fan. I do enjoy their music, but I haven't given all of their albums the proper time that they deserve. But I'm trying to give this one the proper time it deserves because it truly is a very, very special project, I think. I was reading into the production behind the album and learned that Damon and Jamie Hewlett, the animator, both lost close loved ones during the recording of this album. So the direction of this project kind of geared more towards death, grief, the afterlife, and finding a way to kind of process a lot of their pain into the music. So with this album, the first thing I really, really want to talk about is the production. They really pulled from a lot of Indian, Middle Eastern sounds and combined that with like their signature like art pop psychedelic efforts, and they created something that is peak genre fusion, genre experimentation. It's one of those things where you just have to listen to the album front to back to really appreciate how the sound develops. The little small elements they bring in, like the subtle stars in the background, and also a lot of the features, which I know probably hit or miss for a lot of Gorillaz fans. Some people, I think, want like more Damon and less of the guest artist, but I think they find it a decent balance here. I will say I am biased towards Black Thought. I know he has like 3 features on this album, so and I enjoy all of them, but I definitely can see somebody being like, nah, I don't like that, but I think it's balanced pretty well here because you do get a lot of Damon on this album. So the other thing is like a lot of the lyrics and the themes around this project very much centered around I think ego death being like the biggest one. Just almost, I think it also is a little bit nihilistic and like nothing really matters because at the end of the day we're all going to the same place. It's just a matter of hoping and praying that your loved ones and eventually yourself will see an afterlife that is beautiful, that is gorgeous, that is reflective of something much bigger than us. And the way Damon conveys this is through a lot of Indian classical instrumentation. If you guys saw the short film on it, it's on their YouTube page. Highly recommend you check it out. It's very much revolving around a lot of the desires of the world in which you live in, and all of that you just let go at the end. And hopefully you're reincarnated or rebirthed into an afterlife that is beautiful, that is gorgeous, and atop a mountain peak that is just everlasting. So and like kind of deep dive a little, kind of going off of that a little bit more, like I think some of like the Hindu concepts around it, like the Atma, the self, just questioning who you are once you basically get rid of everything. Another one of my favorite artists, Kendrick Lamar, explores this on N95, which is like when you take off all the designer bullshit, what do you have? And I think Damon's approaching this very similarly, where it's like when you get rid of all the pleasures of the world, who truly are you? And that is where you are truly free, is when you're rid of all of that. So they really try to honor and respect a lot of the instrumentation and honor and respect a lot of the artists that come alongside that. One of the big features on this album is Anushka Shankar, who is Ravi Shankar's daughter. If you know Norah Jones' sister. She's sprinkled all over the album, brings a lot of gorgeous complementary sitar playing to a lot of the main production, and I think on a couple of the songs it's like one of the leading instruments. So Damon definitely did his research and definitely wanted to bring in artists that he knows are very authentic to the sound and are very representative of that culture. So shout out to him for that. And on top of that, like I said earlier, Black Thought, 3 features on this album, and I cannot get enough of Black Thought. He is I think he's one of those, I think, your rapper's favorite rapper kind of situation, because he is just a phenomenal lyricist. Like I remember watching, I think it was like his 10-minute freestyle, and I want to say like on like Hot 97 or something, and it was just different concepts being woven in. It didn't sound like he was repeating anything. Like he just kept going and going and going. Which brings me 2 things. One, he is a very intelligent wordsmith, and I respect that so much. And when I think someone else did like an analysis of this, of like multiple freestyles of his, pretty much confirmed what I thought. Did not repeat a concept, did not repeat a line, and everything was just original thought just coming through from the brilliance that is his mind. And he continues that on this album, definitely tries to draw the lyricism closer to a lot of the different themes, shouting out a lot of the artists. For example, on Empty Dream Machine, he starts his verse with listening to Asha sing Dum Maro Dum, who is in reference to Asha Bhosle, who is a very well-regarded Indian playback singer. I think she's actually my mom's favorite singer. She's featured on this album. And it's crazy because Asha Bhosle is like 90 plus years old. So she contributed to the album very, very beautifully on the song The Shadowy Light. And I think it's an old hook that she sang from a Bollywood song back in the day, but the way that it gets layered in with the modern day production underneath it just helps to kind of drive home a lot of the themes of the album, and simultaneously respecting a lot of what the culture is and where that comes from, and putting someone like Asha Bhosle to the world, given Gorillaz' massive influence and fan base. So again, Damon did his research. Johnny Marr of the Smiths is another one on this. He's featured on a couple of songs as well. Some very great guitar playing there. With that, my personal favorite songs, I gotta go with the Moon Cave first. It is so good. The lyrics, the very, very vivid imagery. It sets the tone for the album quite beautifully. The first like the opening track is really, really good for just, I think, setting up almost like a prelude in the movie, or in like a movie, or like a prologue, where it's giving you an idea, and then the Moon Cave is that first chapter, that first scene, and it sets the tone of the album very brilliantly. It's very dark, it's atmospheric, it's got that bounce, like pop bounce, that makes it like, you know, a little bit danceable, although I don't know if you want to dance to this, it is danceable. I wouldn't say this is like a Hey Ya situation where it's a song that is really catchy and danceable, but is really sad underneath. But it does have very similar vibes in that regard. Another one I like, Orange County. This has a very like playful, simple melody. The da 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 da, like that. Like, it feels like it almost feels Clint Eastwood-esque in that it's like a very just super basic preset melody, but you layer so much on top of it, and it just shows that sometimes simplicity is just the best way to do music, and Orange County, I think, really excels because of that. Empty Dream Machine, I mentioned that earlier. That's another really good one. It's very, very, also very dark. Has a little more EDM influence, I think, but it has it draws on a little bit more, I would say. So it might be a little bit slower for some people that want like a little bit of a faster song. But I thoroughly enjoyed how it kind of carries itself out, and also biased, love the Black Dot verse on that as well. I highly recommend this album to anybody that is dealing with the loss of a loved one. In which case, my heart goes out to you. I'm very sorry to hear that. And I'm hoping that this album will help you with processing that grief and kind of working your way through it, because I think that's what Gorillaz' intention was with this album, is that they went through a period of pain and grief themselves and are probably still grieving. I'm guessing Damon and Jamie are probably still grieving with the rollout of this album, with the upcoming tour. Like, this is their way of processing their grief. That being said, not everybody processes their grief through live performances, so I would utilize this as like a supplementary tool to whatever your primary way of processing your grief is, and just helps give it a soundtrack. Like, I'm always a firm believer in music and its healing powers, its power to connect people, and just how it's one of the beautiful joys of this life. And this Gorillaz album is no exception. And then for the fans of the band, this is definitely continuing on them having like a more unique sound, and they're drawing from different parts of the world as they're integrating it into their production. In this case, it's just Indian sounds, Middle Eastern sounds. So definitely a way for you to explore some of the artists on this album. If you love, if Asha Bhosle's hook really connects with you, highly recommend you go check out her music. Dum Maro Dum is probably the most famous example of like one of her songs, but it also continues from there. She has a very vast discography that you can check out. All right, sounds good. Love being back recording this for you all. Appreciate you all if you're regular listeners. Hope to make this a little bit more consistent and get some more episodes out. So thank you guys for listening to Low Key Track. This is available wherever you get your podcasts. As I continue to listen to more albums, whether they come out this year or just albums that I've been just exploring from the past, like, I'll try to utilize those and make more episodes here, because ultimately I do like talking about it. It's a nice little way for me to use this as a discussion platform for something that I love and want to just learn more about. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Low Key Track. I will see you guys soon, and until next time, da 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 da.